30 years ago, Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park brought dinosaurs back to life in a perfect mix of practical and groundbreaking digital special effects. Jurassic Park fever took hold in the early 90s. The book, The Making of Jurassic Park, inspired many filmmakers. I read this over and over, cover to cover. In this series, I'll be taking you to the exotic Hawaiian film locations that featured in this book and in the movie. It was an adventure of a lifetime that I never thought I'd be able to do. But in true Jurassic Park style, life found a way. This morning we're heading to another Jurassic Park filming location. We've got about an hour's hike ahead of us. I would like to start by saying the hike begins in a residential area, so if you do decide to do this hike following this video, please be respectful of the locals. As with a hike to the Jurassic Park gates, the terrain was rough and there were lots of technical bits to navigate. That aside, it was really peaceful and the jungle was beautiful.
So we're here in Hopier Falls on the island of Kauai, and we have found the location of the Amber Mine scene in Jurassic Park. We have now navigated our way to the bottom of the falls. This is where Gennaro comes in along the river, and the mine is behind me on the right hand side. They would have constructed a set piece there.
Promised to conduct a very thorough on-site inspection.
Amblin hates inspections, they slow everything down.
I'm not sure how Spielberg, cast and crew navigated their way down to the falls. I only managed to find one behind-the-scenes picture in the book, Jurassic Park: The Ultimate Visual History, but other than that, it is actually very difficult to find out anything else about this scene.
So here's where the scene started. You had Gennaro coming in, he was stood on like a platform, he was being pulled in. 30 years later, and it looks exactly the same. Everything, the trees, nothing's changed. It looks just like the movie.
What's this out here at the airport? Hammond's not even here?
He sends his apologies.
And now I'm stood here, so pose.
Let's deal with the situation now. The insurance company... Okay.
Again, another iconic scene from a great movie, and I think the value in Jurassic Park is they used these exterior locations as opposed to studios, and it's just stood the test of time. Again, it's just cool to be in another Spielberg location.
Because Grant's like me. He's a digger.
We hiked back to the Jeep and hopped back onto the highway and headed west. Kauai is both a beautiful and fun place to drive, with lots of bendy roads and stunning backdrops.
It's so bendy, babe.
That's what she said.
Once we got to the west of the island, we headed north to the Nepali coast, which has been made famous as a filming location in many movies. We then headed back south along the highway, which was sketchy in places, but one of the most beautiful roads I've driven on. We were heading to Waimea Canyon, another location made famous by Jurassic Park. The location we see in the distance is part of the Olokili Canyon, and this was where principal photography began on August 24th, 1992. The actual filming location was directly in front of us, so where I am standing is actually in the backdrop of the fence scene. We did fly over the location in episode 2, but unfortunately we couldn't land. Despite this not being the exact location, I still could not resist grabbing some pictures of my old 35mm celluloid and my old trusty JP ticket stub. I opened up to Kat on the drive back of the true impact Jurassic Park had had on me as a 10-year-old, and how it and other movies had been more than just movies, more than just fuel for my imagination, but had actually provided me with some much needed escapism through some quite traumatic times as a child. I reflected upon a handwritten letter I'd written to Spielberg as a child asking to be in one of his movies, and how now I still have the reply to that letter from Amblin Entertainment. I explained how the words, "We wish you a great success," had stuck with me, and how now, 30 years later, it inspired me to go on this adventure and to leave a 15-year career to study film. And as always, I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.